Hey guys, I want to just make a little video in response to some of the that's so funny, to some of the comments that I got just a couple of days ago about, me seeing my growth from the beginning of making these videos and seeing my growth even just very recently and seeming more confident and, whatever. And I want to say that, like, my secret is that I really have looked at the best people in the world in a lot of areas with a certain amount of humility, I hope, of like really looking at them for what it really means to be at that level. And I kind of discovered, like, oh, it's a lot of work, at least for me. Like, I do believe that there's a chance that some of the best dancers in the world, they may not work that hard. It may be very easy for them. That is a real possibility. But I ain't that guy with dancing. And so, okay, so we'll make an analogy here. So, because people were interested in my thoughts about dating and women and stuff. So, in pickup, pickup is like a subculture about dating, and there's a concept called inner game and outer game, right? An inner game is about uh, clearing out your mental stuff about I'm not good enough, she won't like me, he won't like me, whatever, and finding value in yourself. And outer game is about like how to know how to read things of like when is the time to say this and when is the time to make a move, and how to approach indirectly or very directly, and just like techniques. We'll call it techniques. And I have always been a super inner game person, right? And I think people that call themselves spiritual, like I do, tend to be like that. They tend to be inner game people. They tend to be focused on like how they can change their thought patterns, right? And so for many, 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 many years, that was my focus. And it was good. My life improved dramatically by changing those things. But I do feel like I really plateaued in a lot of ways in my life in general, and absolutely with dancing. And over the past 6 months or so, I have been focused a lot more on outer game, which is techniques. And so what that means is that I just started putting in the work, like whether that's going to the gym regularly or taking dance classes or watching tutorial videos like over and over and over and practicing them. And what I saw is that things are doable, right? That's the core of the surge in confidence that I have been experiencing. There's a great quote that maybe can make this kind of simple, which is, if one man can do something, another man can do something. And that goes for women too, and non-gender binary people as well. And it may be easier for some people and it may be harder for some people. So I have really begun to accept that dancing and becoming physically fit and flexible and mobile and stable, I may be really, really, like, if there's a bell curve, if anybody knows what that is, if there's a bell curve of people and how easy or difficult they find things, I may be quite a bit toward the back. But that doesn't mean I can't do it. It just means I may have to work harder. But I can work harder. Anyone can work harder. So what I want to really encourage you is that whatever you want to do with your life or feel more confident about, really consider the possibility that maybe the way that you will get more confident and get better, right, is just by working harder and really drilling things. What really taught me this more than anything was the piano. and specifically learning like the minor scales of the piano, because for whatever reason, piano is much easier for me than dancing. And the fact that you're just bop, 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 or I didn't do the fingering right? That you're just doing this fingering over and over, pause, and gradually you get better. And I really was able to watch myself get better in a way that I'm not able. That's one of the really challenging things about dancing, as opposed to, or just physical things in general. You can't see them. With the piano, you can look and you can see that your fingers are getting better at making the motions. With dancing, it's a little bit more difficult. But seeing it with the piano was really like, oh, okay, this can happen for dancing. And because in piano, when you're practicing a scale, you're practicing the same thing over and over and over. It made me try doing something which I had never done really, which is practice the same thing over and over and over with dancing. And so the confidence is that I feel is not a confidence of like, I'm so great. It's more that like, I'm doing this. I am in control of one thing, and that is, am I going to put in the effort to improve or not? And I am going to put in the effort to improve, and I am putting in the effort to improve, and I am continuing to put the effort to improve. And that's really a very real, solid foundation for confidence. Because if you have goals and you know from your experience that anything you put your mind toward, if you work at it, you get better at, you can build confidence. So to go back to dating, there's one of my favorite human beings on earth at the moment is Dr. Jordan Peterson. I made one video about him, but I could probably make 1 million. And he had a thing about dating, which was that men are scared of women, right? Which is true. And that part of the way to get over, part of the reason for this is a fear of rejection, right? It's like you go up to some woman, you're like, hey, I really think you're pretty. I'd like to know you. And she's like, I'm sorry, I'm not interested. Or I'm sorry, I have a boyfriend, or get the fuck out of here. Or like just ignores you completely, whatever it is. That's the fear, right? And what he said, which is really true, is that this is like an experiential fear. And what an experiential fear is it's a fear that can only be overcome through experience, through actually facing it. So his advice was that you should go up to 50 women that you're attracted to and ask them for their phone number, right? And the reason for that is that as you face your fear of rejection and you don't die from it, you see that life goes on, it gradually subsides. And you start to build confidence, because what you realize is that like a lot of things in life, that kind of thing, going up to women and talking to them, is in large part a numbers game. Some women are going to be interested in you, some are not. And if you go up to enough of them, some of them will be. And then you'll see, oh, that's like a pattern, right? If I just keep trying, something will happen, right? If I go up to 50 people, I don't even want 50 dates, right? I want 2 dates or 4 dates or something. And maybe I get them. Maybe I get 0 the first time. Maybe I get 1. But you begin to develop a confidence that like, oh, rejection isn't bad. It's just a learning opportunity. So in the same way, the way that I'm experiencing this with dancing is that when I can't dance, or when I'm learning something and I'm not good at it, it's just an opportunity to keep practicing. And if it takes me longer than it takes someone else, oh well, that has nothing to do with me. Life is a single player game that you're competing with yourself. And I think I actually saw on Green Tech's Instagram, I'm not competing with anyone other than myself. I'm just trying to be better than I was yesterday. And I definitely find that the more effort I put into things, the better I feel about myself, because it makes me feel like I'm worthy. Like, you know, whatever level I get to, that's the level I get to. But at least I'm trying. And so that is how I am experiencing having more confidence throughout my life recently. And I really think it's a formula that can work for anyone. So if that's helpful for you, let me know. And let me know what you think of this. These are things I really like talking about. I like talking about this stuff as much as I like talking about dance. And I think that will become very, very clear when the podcast starts. So yeah, let's talk about it. And if you have any other questions, I mean, I really do like talking about things, and I'm happy to make videos like this. It's very fun for me. So much love to everybody. Peace out.